When you're walking through a convention surrounded by cameras, fans, influencers, and all the buzz of the internet world, the last thing you expect is to get heckled with some childish insult. Especially when you're a known figure like DDG or his brother Dub. But at DreamCon, that's exactly what happened. One fan decided to yell out something that's been haunting DDG online for a while. Doo-doo garbage. It's a silly phrase, yeah, but the impact it had that day, far from funny. This wasn't just some kid with a phone. This was someone who had clearly watched DDG and Dub online, probably even liked their content at some point, but for some reason, he felt it was funny to try and get a reaction in person. Online, people throw around words like this all the time. It's the internet. You're expected to have thick skin, but the real world, that's different. When someone approaches you in person and shouts something intentionally disrespectful, it hits different. And Dub wasn't about to let it slide. He turned around and pressed the fan, not just with words, but with real energy. You could see it. This wasn't just a moment of anger. This was years of trolling bottled up and finally released. Dub wasn't some celebrity who brushed it off and walked away. He got close, confronted him, made sure the fan felt it, and in that moment, the fan probably realized he might have gone too far. But sometimes, realizing something too late doesn't undo what's already happened. Before we dive too deep into what this means for DG and Dub, let's talk about the whole doo-doo garbage thing. It started online, like most memes or jokes. People exaggerate, troll, and create narratives. But when fans cross the line and bring that energy into real life, it stops being playful and starts becoming dangerous. That's where this story takes a turn. Because Dub didn't just confront the guy. There's talk that the situation almost escalated way past words. And it all happened while cameras were rolling, while fans were watching, and while security was probably just seconds away. DreamCon is supposed to be a celebration of creators, fandom, and positivity. But what happened here sparked a conversation about how far is too far. If you're a fan, you get a pass to say whatever you want because you support someone. If you see your favorite influencer walking around, do you really think it's okay to troll them in person just because you've seen others do it online? The answer should be obvious, but clearly it's not. Dub mentioned something that sticks. He said, "Nobody comes up to me in real life and says doo-doo garbage." And you know what? He's right. Online, people are bold. They hide behind anonymous accounts and fake usernames. But in person, there's a different level of accountability. Dub made it clear that if someone really dared to disrespect him to his face, he wouldn't just laugh it off. And that day, he proved it. Of course, people are now arguing whether Dub went too far. And from a legal point of view, they may have a point. Fans can sue if they feel they were assaulted or threatened. In today's world, a video clip can turn into evidence in court, and a minor scuffle can become a full-blown lawsuit. That's where things get tricky. Because DDG right now does not need negative attention. He's already in the spotlight. Due to everything going on with Halle Bailey, any added drama only makes things worse. So, was it worth it? That's the real question. Dub was standing up for his brother. That's loyalty, that's family, but the cost could be high. Illegal. Case, bad press, more trolls trying to get a reaction. It's all possible now. And while the fan who yelled out doo-doo garbage might have gotten what he asked for, he also might have created a bigger mess than he expected. Let's not forget that this wasn't just some verbal spar. Somebody threw deodorant at Dub earlier at the event. That's assault, plain and simple. It might sound funny to some people, but being targeted in public, being disrespected in person, being used as a joke, it builds up. You could see the frustration in Dub's voice when he talked about it afterward. He wasn't just mad. He was disappointed. And that's the real problem. These creators show up to meet fans, to share experiences, and to have fun, not to be turned into the punchline of someone else's joke. When Dub reacted, a lot of people said he overreacted. But imagine someone following you around just to get under your skin. Imagine them yelling out something they know bothers you and then doubling down when they see it worked. It's not about being sensitive. It's about being human. Everyone has a breaking point. The truth is, fans sometimes treat celebrities like robots. Like they're not supposed to feel anything. Like they're immune to insult and pain. But they're not. And that's what a lot of people forget. DDG and Dub are brothers, real people with real lives. And when someone comes at them, It's not just a joke, it's personal. So when Dub stepped up and made sure the fan felt the consequences of that disrespect, he was drawing a line, a clear one. And yes, there might be legal consequences, maybe even some backlash. But now that fan knows not to play those games in real life. And maybe others will think twice too. Because trolling in the comment section is one thing. Doing it face to face is a whole other level. It's not safe, it's not smart, and it's definitely not funny. The video of the incident spread quickly, and people have been debating ever since. Some say Dub should have walked away. Others say the fan got what he deserved. But one thing's for sure, people are paying attention, and that might be the real win here. Maybe now trolls will finally realize that actions have consequences. Maybe they'll stop treating celebrities like punching bags and start seeing them as people again. But don't expect things to just calm down overnight. In today's culture, at any moment can go viral. Any confrontation can become the next big headline. That's the world these influencers live in. Every step, every word, every reaction, it's all being watched, recorded, judged. So what happens next? It's hard to say, but one thing is clear. Dub stood his ground, and whether you agree with him or not, he made his message loud and clear. As for DDG, this might just be another headache on top of everything else. But knowing how he moves, he'll likely stay focused on his career, his family, and let this moment pass. Still, it's a reminder to every fan out there, respect goes both ways. You can support someone without tearing them down. You can be a fan without acting like a clown. And if you do step out of line, don't be surprised when someone checks you. At the end of the day, DreamCon is supposed to be about connection, not conflict. It's supposed to be a space where creators and fans can share energy and respect. What happened with Dub and the fan was a warning, a wake-up call. And maybe, just maybe, it'll be the moment people realize that trolling has its limits. Because once you cross the line in real life, there's no going back. So next time you see a celebrity or an influencer you watch online, think before you act. Remember that they're people too. And if you got something to say, make sure it's something you'd be brave enough to say if there were no cameras, no crowd, and no backup. Because that's when it really counts. And that's when the truth shows up.